Hello YouTube. Okay, I am back with another video. So I have a channeled message that came through. So before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Rachel. I'm a psychic intuitive. I channel through messages from your higher self, from your spirit team, from the divine, brought to you for your highest good. So if you have been brought to my channel, there is a reason for it, and there is a message here for you today. So we will get started. So the message that came through was about allowing your inner child to play. Okay, so the times lately, there's a lot going on in the outside world. Okay, there's no kind of getting around it. Even if you don't watch the news, there is something, at least one or two things that's coming to you. And the energy of the collective, we have this way of pulling energy into us from the outside world, right? So if things are chaotic outside, we tend to feel that on a more energetic level, and on a level that can kind of like affect our mood, affect our energy, kind of drain us. Some of you may be sleeping a lot more. I know I'm finding myself sleeping a lot more lately, and a lot of this is because we are alchemizing a lot of this denser energy that's happening right now. Some of you are wondering how you can contribute to the greater good of the collective, how you can make a difference. Some of it seems to be almost overwhelming, right? So so there's so much going on that it's like, where do we begin, right? So what I've been pulling in intuitively is it's not so much about what we can do externally, right? Sometimes it's more about what we can do internally. A lot of us are beacons of light. We are light beings, okay? We are lighthouses. We are able to raise the vibration of the room. A lot of you are able to raise the vibration of the room just by being in the room, right? Your energy can literally raise the vibration by you just being there. If you're able to channel your energy and ground your energy, you are able to raise the vibration. Now, why the inner child? And I'll tell you. So the inner child is allowing yourself the room to imagine, the room to play, the room to have excitement despite the external, right? So the way this came to me is there's a couple of things that came to me. One is over the past years, my family and I have not celebrated Christmas, right? And my daughter came to me and she asked if we could celebrate Christmas. And I thought about it for a while, and I told her, you know what? Let's do it. I want to allow my children to be able to do things that they want to do. If they find that they, are excited about something, my motto is just kind of like, let's try it, let's do it, So it brought me back to my childhood, and we used to celebrate Christmas as well. And when we did, I had a situation where my grandmother was kind of when I was really young was like, Santa Claus isn't real, right? And so it took a little bit of that. It took a little bit of that magic, out of the holiday. And when my daughter asked me about Christmas and asked me if we can celebrate, she said something that I didn't really anticipate because of my prior experience with Christmas, right? She said she was excited because now she gets to write a letter to Santa Claus telling Santa Claus what she wants for Christmas. And so, some people might frown upon that, but I look at it as allowing the imagination to take over, like going back to that part of myself, my childhood self, that found the beauty and the magic and the belief that, Christmas is here to give you, these presents, to give you this magical experience, right? You anticipate, like, I could even, like, when I was sleeping, I could even, like, hear the sound of the reindeer bells, right? And on the roof, And so it's that same energy, it's that same essence, right? It's allowing our imaginations to take over, allowing ourselves to go back to those times when we could create, right? We are creators. We're here to create the experience that we want. We are able to create our reality. The external, what we see, is not always what is the reality that we can bring in, right? And that is what the divine is trying to get us to see, is that we can create a different environment. Another way this came to me was actually profound. I had a conversation with a coworker about, he was really kind of, down and out, if you will, about the political culture, the political environment. And for me, I'm not the type of person that really listens to any of that or gives that a lot of attention, because I know that, I can really, that can really weigh heavy on my energy, and my sole purpose is to allow my vibrations to stay high and do what I can to keep my vibrations high for the collective, right? And so I had a conversation with him about, doing what he can do for his environment and allowing, his external world to kind of match what he feels. And if he's not personally affected, then maybe it's not as bad as it seems, right? And so this conversation happened a few months ago. And fast forward to a few days ago, and he was talking to someone, and he had made a mention about not allowing the external environment to really bring him down. How his mindset had started to change. He instead of looking more externally, he was looking more internally. And in that, he said something profound, and I thought that I took it as a message from spirit. And you may be getting these messages people may be channeling messages from spirit in conversations. So you may be getting this as well. So what he said was, the way that I've started looking at it is there are people who have been through some heinous experiences, right? And he had brought up like Holocaust, people who had gone through the Holocaust, and how they were able to change their experience just by changing their mindset. And I had never looked at it in that way. And it's actually really profound, right? So despite everything that's going on, there have been people that have been able to create magical experiences in their life and manifest those experiences in their life, right? And so this is kind of the same idea, right? If we can do this on a collective level, we're able to change what we're perceiving. It's not always, a lot of this information is being fed to us, right? This is information that's being fed to us. But we are able, what some people don't realize is that we're able to feed out, to the collective rather than taking in. So hopefully that made sense. I am going to pull some cards, some number synchronicities that have been coming to me with this channeled message is 555. I have been seeing 555 all day today. So if you're seeing the number 555, this message is definitely for you. 777 111 1111 and 444. Okay. All right, let's see if there's any additional messages that want to come through for this channel, for the collective. Okay. So we have Ra enlightening, and we have Heka, alchemical force. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to read from the guidebook on these, but even with just Heka, alchemical force, it's like, how can we alchemize the energies, right? It's like, it's taking in those energies and it's almost like flipping them, right? We're flipping them on their, I'm getting like a coin where you can like toss it up and you can decide how it lands. We can change. We are change makers. We are creators. We can alchemize those energies, right? Just alchemize them through our own reality, changing our reality, okay? So let's start off with Ra, the number 1, okay? So again, 111, 111, 1111 has been significant. So Ra, enlightening, let's pull that up. So it says, first sun god, he who rises up, climbing high in the sky. Life and prosperity come from the sun and its heat. Its symbol is the eye of Ra, also associated with the meaning of the third eye. The energy of Ra is vital, the source of creative growth. The deity instills clarity and transparency. There is nothing to fear under the influence of Ra. He helps you to heal wounds and restore lost harmony, but with action. Above all, he advises you to abandon the subterfuges of the moon and to act boldly and in the full light of day. Okay, so Ra, it's giving me that energy of like, you are the light, you are the creation, you are the creator. We all have the energy of Ra within us. We are all one. We are all one, right? So we all have this creative energy within us. We are here to bring about light. We can remove, what does light do? Light brings life, and light brings light into dark areas, right? So when times seem to be dark, it's like, where can we create this light? Where can we create this lighter energy? We are rising. Where can we raise these vibrations? We're raising this vibration into the sky, okay? He helps you to heal wounds and restore lost harmony, okay? So we are here to do that. This is our purpose. We are healing wounds and restoring lost harmony. The harmony of the world right now is presented to us as being in disarray. And when that keeps getting fed to people, we tend to believe that. But we have more power than what we are allowed to see, right? Those of us who are enlightened, we have the responsibility to raise the vibration of those of us who are still sleeping, right? And Ra, the energy of Ra kind of brings that full circle. All right, let's pull up Heka 29, the number 3, the number 2, or the number 9 could be significant as well. All right, so Heka is the god of magic and also of healing medicine. Okay, the universe was created thanks to magic. Okay, and life also depends on it. Yes, magic. Can we lean into magic? Okay. He is a god who has no origins. His name means the first work. Heka reveals himself in the feelings of human beings and expresses himself in their language. He offers determination in order to dominate and the capacity to create, okay? The alchemist purifies base raw materials to turn them into gold, giving you vitality, energy, magnetism, and strength at all levels. He allows you to successfully develop your accomplishments. He has appeared to you to give you the ability to control in any direction or to dominate all the elements. That is beautiful. So it's like turning lead into gold, right? It's like turning a situation from what we see and using magic, right? The imagination is just magic. That's all it is. We are able to create. We are able to use that magic. It's going back to your inner child. What was your inner child able to do? We were able to create in our minds what we wanted, right? It's like when you go to sleep Christmas night and you hear those bells, right? You have created this. We are able to create these things. We are creators. We are able to alchemize this energy, right? Okay. Let's see if there's anything else that wants to come through. What else do we have here, Spirit? Oop, that fell on the floor. So we have preparation. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Process of getting ready, planning for the demands of a future situation. We are in the process of preparing. We are preparing ourselves to bring about this change. I think this is why 555 has come through so strong today, because we are bringing about change. We are bringing in the 5D. We are changing the consciousness of the collective. We are moving from a 3-dimensional consciousness into a 5-dimensional consciousness, right? So that's gonna be a big change for people. It's not about the external. It's not about what is being fed to us. We are moving into an era where we are going to be changing what we see based on our ability to create. We are moving into an era of creating our reality rather than being fed our reality, right? Pertinence. For everything, there is a season. Timeliness or suitability, connection with present, fit to current moment. So pertinence. For everything, there is a season. Everything happens for a reason, right? This is Capricorn and Aquarius energy. Everything happens for a reason. I was just thinking, are we in Capricorn season? We're not. Everything is happening for a reason. So what is happening right now is divinely timed, right? Sometimes things need to be destroyed in order to bring about change, right? It gives me the butterfly, and so the caterpillar turning into the butterfly. That caterpillar goes into its chrysalis, it becomes mush, but in that breaking down and that degradation, what comes out is beauty, right? Is change, okay? So everything that is happening is divinely orchestrated. Although it doesn't feel great, right? There's a lot going on. There's a lot of energy that's very dense. It's very, it feels very dismal. But all of this is happening for the creation of the new earth consciousness, okay? And forgiveness. It all comes out in the wash. Pardon or exoneration, releasing a grudge, amnesty to enemies. Forgiveness. Some of us feel bad. Some of the collective is feeling bad for not doing more, feeling as though they are not doing enough, right? And it goes back to the beginning of this message, is that it's not always about what you're physically doing out there, right? Sometimes it's more about within. What are we doing here within ourselves? Are we grounding our energies? Are we raising our vibrations? Are we being those beacons of light, right? Sometimes it's about just being a listening ear. If you feel called to give advice, you can do that. Okay, confirmation here, energy. So yes, it's allow the forgiveness within yourself, right? This is not about an external action, right? It's not always about external actions. Sometimes it's about the internal. What are we doing in our internal environment, right? we're moving away from what we see to how we feel, right? We're moving away from allowing external creation to allowing the internal creation externally, okay? Yeah. Let's see if we can. Okay. Okay. So we have sandalwood, unifies mind, body, and spirit. We have cedarwood, fortifies and strengthens. And then we have fennel, encourages communication and self-expression. So let's pull some messages from the guidebooks on these as well. Unifies mind, body, and spirit. Sandalwood. All right, it says in many spiritual traditions, sandalwood is believed to connect heaven and earth and encourages state of higher consciousness. Yes. Sandalwood essential oil has a deeply relaxing quality that can help soothe the mind and induce meditative states. It is believed to encourage the union of the body, mind, and spirit, and to connect us with our higher selves. It alleviates excessive worry and attachment to a particular outcome, creating acceptance of our lives. Yes. So some of us need to, if you're not already doing this, grounding your energy, meditating, listening to your higher self, right? Receiving messages from the divine, being that open channel of communication. When we go within, we can get the messages that are required to help heal, right? When we connect everything, mind, body, and spirit, we have the ability to be that light, to be that beacon, to help the collective, right? So that's what I'm getting from that sandalwood. Let's look up cedarwood and then fennel. Cedarwood. Cedarwood essential oil can help you overcome feelings of loneliness, disconnection, and antisocial tendencies of increasing feelings of connectedness and community. It is said to provide us with the immovable strength in times of crisis and helps prevent stress from undermining confidence. It can also help restore spiritual certainty and bring its users a sense of unwavering determination. Yes. So cedarwood is here to give you the strength, give you the clarity, give you the confirmation that we are stronger than what it appears. We are more connected than what it appears, okay? And let's go to fennel to close this out. ABC, fennel, okay. And it says fennel is said to help people feel productive by offering strength, another strength, purification, and support. It is particularly suited to individuals who overthink and overanalyze everything, or for those who think about things but don't communicate their ideas or put them into practice. Okay, I'm getting some energies of my last channeled message, so you might resonate with the last video I posted. Fennel essential oil encourages our ability to express ourselves, freeing the feelings that congest our mind. It encourages self-expression, some confident self-expression. Some of us are meant to speak, right? Are meant to be orators. There are messages that are being channeled to members of this collective, and those messages need to be expressed. Those messages, some of us are holding on to these messages, right? But instead of holding on, Spirit wants you to use this time. This 1111 portal is important as well. I did a message for the 1111 portal. It was for the Twin Flame Collective, but some of those messages may be for you. There was also a video right before the 1111 that might also be tied to this, actually. But there are people that are holding on to their gifts, holding on to the messages that are being channeled to them. And this is your confirmation. It's time to not keep those channels in, right? It's time to allow those out. Spirit is activating your throat chakra. The throat chakra is being activated. Your throat chakra is being activated. So if you have messages that are channeled to you, get it out there. If there are conversations that you are being divinely guided to have those conversations. You are being fortified with the strength and the clarity and the throat chakra activation to have these conversations, to put yourself out there, to give you the confidence to speak, right? So, again, there is a channel message that I just did. I want to say it's actually the message before the Twin Flame collective message that I put out that is directly tied to this channel, okay? Because I'm getting that in my mind's eye. So yes, so that is it. Yes, that's gonna be it for this channel. I probably will be posting another video. I feel like there's still more energies that want to come through, but this video is already pretty long. So for now, I'm going to allow this to be what it is, to be this message. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for being beacons of light, for being way showers, for being alchemizers, right? Thank you for what you do for the collective, okay? If you feel resonant with my energy, please don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel, like this video. If there are any comments that you have, please comment down below. I'd love to read them. And until next time, bye.